It's time for us to talk about purpose. Hi, I'm Dr. Chuck Day. I want to break something open to you that somebody mentioned to me over the weekend. They said that the bread of the presence in the tabernacle, we had these 12 loaves of bread in the holy place. In Greek, they said actually that word presence is the word purpose. And I was a little bit taken back by that. So I went into the New Testament, and there's several places where this bread of the presence is mentioned. So there's a story where Jesus is with his disciples, and they're taking, the tops of the grains, and they're feeding on the Sabbath, and the Pharisees criticize that. And Jesus defends them oddly by saying, do you remember when David went into the temple and ate the bread of the presence, which only the priests are allowed to eat? We find this in Matthew 12, in Mark 2, and in Luke 6. And so it's the same story. And he says not only David, but those who were with him were allowed to eat this bread of the presence, which only priests could eat. And his point is, they're with me. I have the ability to do it. And so without talking about the authority of Jesus and how that's delivered to those who are his followers, I want to draw your attention to the fact that the word there for presence is the word prothesis, and it does mean purpose. It's the same word that's used in Romans 8:28 about those who love God, those who are called according to his purpose. And I was interested in that fact. It comes actually from the word. The word prothesis actually means something that's put in front, something that's put before. And so your purpose in Greek is seen as a goal, is something that you're shooting for. It's the thing that you are bound to get to, the thing that you want to get to. So your purpose is your goal, is the thing that you see in the distance. But it also can mean something you just put in front of. That's why it's called the bread of the presence, and they use that word in Greek. Obviously, it goes back to the Old Testament, and the word for the bread of the presence in Hebrew, you have lechem panim, the bread of the face. Because in Hebrew, the word face means presence. When you're in the face of someone, you're in their presence. When Moses talks to God face to face, it is really presence to presence. And so this is an interesting thing as we look at these two concepts, sort of bringing them together. And I want to say this to you. Has it ever occurred to you that if you want to know your purpose, get into God's presence? Now, that's not the meaning of the bread of the presence, but I want to draw that spiritual application out for you to say, there are so many of you, you don't know what you're doing on this earth. You don't know why you're here. One time, my children who are bilingual would sort of mix up their syntax in between Afrikaans and English. And my daughter was about 6 and her brother was 2, and he was bothering her. And she meant to say, Benji, what on earth are you doing? And instead she said, what are you doing on earth? Which I thought was a much better question. And so I'm putting that to you. What are you doing on earth? Do you know why you're here? Do you know your purpose? The answer to that will be found in God's presence. When you get into his presence, he reveals to you how he sees you. And how he sees you is in alignment with where he wants to take you, the goal that he has, the purpose and the destiny that he has determined for your life. Get on your knees and seek God in his presence for your purpose.